Hello, my crafty friends. Well, today I have a card making hack that I want to share with you, which features the use of die cuts. And you can make 2 cards at once with this easy die cutting hack. Hi, it's Lynn Dunn from Stamptastic Designs. Thanks so much for joining me today. In this episode of Stamptastic TV, I have 2 different card ideas I want to share with you. And actually, these 2 cards were created simply by cutting out 1 die cut shape. Now, the cards in this video feature the Friends for Life bundle from Stampin Up. So this particular bundle includes a stamp set and a coordinating die set. And this bundle actually comes from a suite, which includes some coordinating designer series paper. So we're going to be using the designer series paper to create our little die cut shape. And then I'm going to show you how simple it is to create 2 cards with that 1 die cut shape. Okay, so this is the die shape that we are going to be using to create the 2 cards. And basically it's just a layering heart. So it has a very detailed die in the center, and then it has this fun little outline die, and they both fit together very nicely to create just some beautiful heart shapes. So what we're going to do first is I decided to use some designer paper to do my die cutting on. So this is just a piece of the Full of Life designer series paper, which coordinates with the bundle in this particular suite of products that I'm using. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of an adhesive sheet. And so these adhesive sheets are double-sided, so it has adhesive on both sides. And we're going to apply it to our designer paper. So you just peel this off. It's got like a little section right here. You just peel this off, and then you apply this to your designer paper. So I cut my designer paper down to 4 by 6 inches. And so I roughly cut the adhesive sheet to the same. So it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. You can see I didn't cover the full piece of designer paper, but that's okay. We're only going to be using just a portion of this to do our cutting. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is just lay our paper with the adhesive sheet. So that's on the back here. The adhesive sheet is down. And we're just going to layer together these 2 shapes, these 2 little heart shapes. And then I'm also going to add this little friend die, because that is the greeting that I'm going to use for the card. And we're just going to run this through our embossing machine. Okay, so once you have all your dies cut out, then we're ready to just kind of separate these dies. So this friend die has a little tiny dot here. I'm just going to set this to the side for the moment. We're going to do that last. And what I'm going to focus on with this particular die is we're going to take off this outside piece, and we're going to save all these little inside pieces. So I like to just pop them out on a piece of white cardstock just so that I can see them. So we're just going to pop all these out. And the nice thing about this is that each of these pieces has that adhesive on the back. So I'm just going to pop all these pieces out, and then we will talk about how to put together the card. Okay, so now that I have all the pieces separated, we can talk about how we're going to put together the layout for the 2 cards. So we're going to use all these pieces, but I'm going to set this piece aside for the moment. And we're going to use this piece first, because what I want to do is I want to take all these little pieces and I want to create a little focal point here for one of the cards. So I'm going to use this as a template to adhere my pieces. And so basically what I want to do is just pick up my pieces, and they already have adhesive on them. You just peel this little backing off. And then we're going to use this as a template just to lay our pieces in there. So this piece will not stay, you know, we're just using it as a template to adhere all these little pieces. So once we get done adhering all these pieces, it's just going to create a really beautiful look, a really nice focal point. So it is a little bit putsy because you have to peel off all these little backings. But the nice thing is the glue is already on here because we used that adhesive sheet. And then you just use this little template just to add all of your pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and add all these little pieces, and then I will show you what the final project looks like. Okay, so now we have all those pieces adhered in the center of this heart right here. And so now all we need to do is just peel this off and just kind of do it slowly. And if there's any pieces that kind of pop up a little bit, you can push them back down. And basically, we've just been able to use all those little negative pieces that normally you would throw away. We've been able to use it to create a really pretty focal point for the card. And so now you can take this little heart shape. So we'll just peel this little adhesive sheet off of here, and we'll take this little outline for the heart, and we'll just kind of put this around and give this, you know, just a little bit more dimension here. So isn't that pretty? So that's one focal point that we have for our card. And now we can take this other heart that we used as a template, and we can just peel this piece off, and we can add it to this card. So now we have two different focal points, and we can create two different cards. So now I'll just show you how I created the little friend greeting. So basically I just cut out the outline. There's two different dies. So I cut out the outline from a piece of black cardstock, and then this one I cut from that designer paper. And so it already has that adhesive sheet on the back. So you just peel this off, and then you just add it to this black cardstock. And you can use any color cardstock that you want. I just thought the black really made these colors just kind of pop. So we'll just add that. And then there's that little dot for the eye. All right, so once you have that peeled off of there, then you can go ahead and adhere it to, you know, the little dot here for the eye. So that's probably the trickiest part, is getting that little dot in there. But then you have a really nice coordinating greeting that goes with these focal points. So you will need to create two of these so that you have one for each card. And then this is what your final cards will look like. So I used this outline shape to create this card. And then the one with all the die cut pieces I used to create this card. So it's just a great way to use the positive image and the little negative pieces, these pieces that you would normally throw away. It's just kind of a fun way to use those die cut pieces to create two different cards. And you can get the full tutorial for both of these cards simply by clicking on the link featured in the description below this video. Okay, so there you go. Now you have a fun and simple card making hack that you can use with a variety of different die cut shapes. And if you enjoyed these card ideas, feel free to download the printable tutorial. You can find the link in the description below this video. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by liking it and sharing it with your friends. And leave me a comment below to let me know what you enjoyed most about the video and the cards shared here today. Have a fun and creative day, my friends. Take care.